Hi Libra, welcome to your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. So for many of you, this will be a love reading, but it doesn't have to be because we all deal with all different kinds of people for all different kinds of reasons. So I just wanted to show you that the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Cups just popped out. So this could be something about your confidence in a confusing situation. But let's shuffle those back. Oh my goodness, they're so jumpy. Eight of Pentacles and Knight of Swords. This could be about you focusing on your truth, your path of service when it comes to something that maybe you're producing. So let's put those back in though and see what comes out. So for some of you, this could end up being a work relationship reading, but let's see. So there's the Nine of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and 10 of Cups. So what I'm really getting from this, it feels like a family situation with the 10 of Cups, or perhaps someone that you have family with, that perhaps you're focusing less on this person right now and more on your work. Just based on the cards that I saw pop out, and that perhaps you're trying to decide between focusing on this relationship or focusing on yourself and your own purpose, your own truth right now. With the Five of Swords on this side, there is this does feel like there's a karmic lesson involved in this somehow. It feels like there are triggers in this relationship. It feels very intense, and it feels like there's a lot of turmoil because you don't see the Five of Swords unless that's a thing. The Five of Swords is the card of a bully. And so I don't like seeing that when I also see the 10 of Cups. So there is certainly something here about that. The Nine of Pentacles is on your side. So it feels like you are mostly at peace with whatever is happening on this side, whatever kind of shenanigans this person that you're dealing with is really putting the pressure on you or trying to put the pressure on you. But we did see those Seven of Cups, which I don't want to forget about. So I can see that you are still contemplating something. You're being indecisive about perhaps staying in this energy and dealing with the insecurity of this person. If this is a job, you might be dealing with a toxic boss. If this is a family member, it may be someone that you just have to deal with, whether you like it or not. But you're doing a pretty good job of keeping the peace among yourself, like keeping yourself peaceful. This Five of Swords energy is not a good one. The Five of Swords is never a good energy, no matter how you spin it. But I feel like you're trusting your instincts on this, and that you're really trying to discern the truth of this situation, and that perhaps this was meant to be some kind of a karmic lesson for you, Libra. But let's get more cards. So the 10 of Cups is with the Nine of Wands. So yeah, regardless of what history you have with this person, if this is a family member, if this is someone you have a family with, you have children with, you are feeling like you're the only one who's still fighting for this, that there's someone who every time you build something, they tear it right down, and it's catching up to the relationship, that you just feel like you feel like you're the last person standing, that you're still standing up for this, fighting for this, and this person just says no and then tears it all back down, is really the best way I can put this. This feels like a very frustrating energy, and like you're just feeling like you're better off alone is what I have so far. So we have the Star, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is my student, and we were just saying that this feels like some kind of a karmic lesson, perhaps for both of you. Certainly you've both learned something. I think that you met each other or are in each other's lives, or are somehow your lives are integrated with each other's to awaken each other. I think that your healing was necessary, that this person needed to do this in order to trigger your healing. But there's a lot of history here because we're getting the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So you may have been with this person for years, And that may be the amount of time it required for you to really do your healing and to see that part of yourself, whatever that was for you, that needed to be addressed, whatever karmic spaghetti you needed to untie. This person and their shenanigans or their bullying or their insecurity or whatever this was that caused this Five of Swords, that's what was really required for you to work this out. But now it looks like you're at peace and you're healing, which I love that for you. So the Five of Swords is with the Moon. So this person that you're dealing with has a lot of fears, a lot of insecurities, and still a lot of healing that they need to do on their side. But let's see. This is very much coming in as someone who who sabotages, and maybe they self-sabotage, but they certainly sabotage the relationship. So there's the Hermit, Justice, and the Chariot. That is a lot of majors. But this is what I was saying. There is karma here at play, and your person is certainly getting hit with it. It's like the universe just came by with like a 2x4 and smacked them across the head and said, this is not happening anymore. So without a lot of context, what I can see here is that this is someone you probably have a history with, someone who really pulled back their energy from you, was playing games with you because of their own fears and insecurities. And it feels like with the Chariot and the Hermit, it feels like a runner. I almost never use that term, but I can't help it with the Hermit and the Chariot. This is someone who pulled their energy and ran. So I guess that's the only way to describe that. But they're getting really hit with Justice right now. So there was something about this, and it's very clear with the Five of Swords and the Moon that they're just very scared and very insecure about you and whatever this relationship you have with them is. And so they were trying to avoid it, but Justice is telling them they really can't avoid this. They're getting hit with karma, whether it's with you or outside of, they can run all they want, for example, but you can't outrun karma wow, exactly what the Hermit, Chariot, and Justice just told me. You cannot outrun karma. So the Nine of Pentacles on your side is also coming in with the Hermit, but your Hermit energy is a peaceful one. Like you are comfortable being by yourself. You're comfortable, perhaps, maybe you're separated from this person. I'm thinking you are, at least energetically, because you've got Hermits on both sides. But you're at peace with it. Your Hermit, your inner Hermit is saying this is okay. The Lantern is showing you that your path is clear, your karma is clear, the Star is here, the Page of Pentacles is here. So you've learned a lot, and because of that, you are at peace. So why the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit for Libra? So there's the Tower, Three of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. So if anytime you tried to build something with the Three of Pentacles pointing right at this, your person with the Tower tore it back down. And I think that you may be starting to see some clarity in this situation with the Ace of Wands, that you're making clearer decisions now, where perhaps with the Tower being in your external energy, you may have engaged in relationships just like this in the past, where you built something and the person tore it down, and you built something again and they tore it down, when you kept coming back. And there could be a variety of reasons why people would do that, why you would do that. It mostly has to do with our healing, that perhaps you needed to prove something to this person, or you wanted to feel loved, or you wanted to keep coming back. You were maybe being gaslit into thinking that this was your fault that things kept falling apart. Whatever that is for you, it almost doesn't matter, because the point is you now realize with the Ace of Wands, you're more decisive now and saying, okay, I did my 9 wands worth of fighting. Now I want to start fresh with something else on my own, with the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands. So I think that, again, you've just learned a whole lot from this person and about yourself. and about your past relationships and why things have to be torn down in order to start fresh with the Ace of Wands, and that you can't always get people to cooperate with you, no matter how hard you're trying. So the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Cups. This was a lesson for you, Libra, in love, in partnerships, who you choose. And if it's not a love interest, it's friendships, it's siblings. It can be, the Two of Cups can represent a lot of different things depending on context. But the point is, when two hearts come together, this was a lesson for you in that maybe to choose different people, trust different people. That's where your healing came in and your learning came in. So why the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Cups? Ace of Cups, Strength, and the Devil. This was about shadow work. I think that your person, you were meant to come together to trigger each other. And I think we said that at the very beginning. This was meant, you were meant to meet, you were meant to be in each other's lives. This was all meant to be, because there was so many shadow aspects that needed to be dealt with on both of your parts. And so I do feel like you have been able to heal and express yourself in some creative way with the Ace of Wands, which can be very healing. Creative expression is extremely healing. And so you may have been doing that, but I'm also seeing the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit. These are all very independent energies. The Aces are independent, the Nines are independent, the Hermit is another Nine, all about independence. And so I think that your shadow work was about learning to become independent. Your person's shadow work is about something else entirely. It's about facing their ego. It's about putting others before themselves. Their Hermit is their justice right now. It's their karma right now. Again, your Hermit is saying, okay, I've now learned how to be on my own. Your person is very strongly being hit with it right now. I don't know how much the cards will necessarily tell us about this person, because this reading is for you. And a lot of times the cards won't go too far into another person who's not a part of the reading, but their energy is very strongly attached to yours, and they are really getting hit hard by karma. They're dealing with a lot of ego stuff right now. And again, this Ace of Cups, you're at peace. Your heart is healed. Your creativity is flowing. You've learned a lot of lessons. You're good at being alone. So, and that's what I care about. I care about you and your position in this. But we'll see what else the cards can tell us about your other person here. So they're showing up as the Chariot and the Knight of Wands. This is someone who is off, just off. They ran. And as I said, I hardly ever read about runners, because the way I read cards, I don't necessarily get information about a person who's not even there. But this is very clear that this person is running and running and running and trying to outrun their own karma. So why the Chariot and the Knight of Wands? The Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands again, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is a person, so remember over here when I said you may have been being gaslit into thinking that every time this fell apart, they blamed it on you. This is the energy of not just a shapeshifter, but a blame shifter. We have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands, all clarifying the Chariot and the Knight of Wands. This is a person who brings you a Knight of Cups, love bombs you. Knight of Pentacles, this is someone who was probably a future faker is what I'm getting, because of this Knight of Pentacles brings you commitments. But this person never did that. The Knight of Wands is in the exterior, meaning they always planned on running for the hills as soon as they got whatever they wanted or needed from you. And so these cards are really telling me that this person is not your problem anymore, but they're not done dealing with their own karma, because this person is just going to continue to keep doing this, love bombing, future faking, and running with whoever they deal with, regardless if it's you or anyone else. And so the karma is catching up, and that is what it is. They are going to learn their karmic lesson, their ego lesson, one way or another. But it appears to me that this has nothing to do with you anymore because you've done so much shadow work and you are at so much peace. I see peace all through here. So the Ace of Wands is with the King of Swords. This is your truth in the situation. This is what we were saying, that you've been able to make really clear decisions about all of this. My cat is crying at the door. Hold on just a second. Hello, Lily, what's the matter? So the King of Swords here is really just saying that you have clarity in this situation. You are at peace in this situation, which is exactly what we were just saying, that you can take decisive action. You can make decisions about this now because you're so clear about what this person has done, what this person did, and how you got to this point. Plus, your healing allows you to see this very clearly. You don't have any doubt anymore about starting on your own and starting fresh. So why the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords? So there's the Four of Swords, the Sun, and the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is about friendship. So I know that you have a really good support system. So even though you're probably finished completely with this person, you're not alone. I've been saying over and over this independence of the aces, the independence of the nines, the independence of the hermit, the independence of I think I said the aces. But the point is, you're not really alone. You have a really great support system. You have people who hear you and want to be around you and help you. I like that the Sun is pointing towards this relationship because it means you have a lot of clarity when it came to why this person was in your life in the first place. But your peace with the Four of Swords pointing externally is absolutely confirming that your peace is coming from being outside of this relationship, not inside the relationship. So let's get you some final advice. So we have the Ace of Swords. That's that clarity that you have over your own shadow work and the fact that this person never did any shadow work, at least when it came to you in this relationship. Their karmic lessons might end up teaching them something, but you never know. So why the Devil and the Ace of Swords? So there's that Queen of Wands. We saw that Queen of Wands flip out in the very beginning. Temperance and the Nine of Cups. So there's another 9. We have the Lovers underneath the deck too. So this was definitely a divine connection that was put in place to teach you something. There's no doubt about that. But we have another 9 here. This is a card of self-satisfaction. This is you being confident and balanced and peaceful, which we keep saying with the Temperance, by being on your own. Your energy is expanding, your satisfaction is expanding, your peace is expanding, your happiness is expanding, because you confidently and peacefully just went over here on your own and allowed this energy to be released from your energy. You're not leaving with any bitterness, any resentments, because you have the Sun and the Three of Pentacles pointing towards this. You're clear of why this person was put into your life, and there's no reason to be resentful. You have everything you need now. You learned the lesson, you're at peace, and let the universe deal with this person outside of you. So there you go, Libra. That is your reading for the person you're dealing with. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you, and consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we'll do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.